Me today, if I was not in a relationship today, I could not have a stay-at-home woman. It's not like for me, who I am at 40 and what I got going on, just coming home and just seeing somebody just sitting on the couch every day, just sitting there, just chilling. Like that wouldn't float for me, So like, being where I am today, knowing, how she is, she's home with Zuri sometimes. Boom, I come home, she's not there. She at work. Boom, she may be on the road with Bryce, at college. She's doing all these things. I think it's just who you are and where you are, at that point in your life, what kind of moves you. And I think everybody is different. So it's been stages for me.
He just said chilling, but in reality, these women are actually not chilling. So can we see what these men actually think of the stay-at-home women, the child wives? They think you're just chilling. Now, mind you, these are the women that cook, clean, take care of the home, make sure the home is running, do crazy work at home. But somehow, all they see is a lazy-ass woman just chilling in their homes. Why? Because she doesn't make any income. These are the women that bear their children. Let's not forget that part. And raise those children. Sometimes they raise the men as well.
Laziness and being a couch potato and being a stay-at-home mom should not be in the same sentence at all. I understand that content creation has glamorized the idea of being a stay-at-home mom, but I'm not even here to debate whether you guys think being a stay-at-home mom is lazy or not. That's your prerogative. I hope you ladies starting to see that is how these men see you. Never mind the fact that you are the one making the ultimate sacrifice by sacrificing your career, sacrificing your mental health, sacrificing your education for the betterment of your family, but they don't see it and they don't value it as a sacrifice. They see it as you being a leech and they see it as you being lazy. So I'm going to need you guys to use your heads and stop letting these same men that don't see your sacrifice and that don't value your sacrifice, stop letting them pump you up with babies and get on your Zoom. Feminists have been coming on this app for years and telling women to center yourself, center your career, center your education, center your peace of mind, center your mental health, because the person that you are making these sacrifices for, they are calling you lazy. So stop having 2, 3, 4, 5 kids for these men, and you thinking that you being a stay-at-home mom is gonna make them value you and be loyal to you. It won't. And also the other thing I wanted to address is that, because I see people saying, isn't Savannah a stay-at-home mom? She was once upon a time, but her husband being in the position he is has allowed her several opportunities to build multiple streams of income. So right now in this moment, no, he's not talking to her. He said it's been stages for him. So keep in mind that whatever these men tell you today most likely won't be what they want tomorrow. And this is why sense of self is always important.
So in this video, I want us to look at how these men view the so-called stay-at-home wives, the traditional wives. I want us to see how little they think of these women, their so-called wives. I want us to see the disrespect in their tone when they talk about their wives. Like how condescending and how low they think of their wives. So yeah, like this is 2026. Anybody deceiving any woman, any man deceiving any woman, that he wants a traditional wife. He doesn't want you doing nothing for yourself. He's going to provide all you need. And if you as a woman fall for these tricksters, fall for this kind of offer, I want you to see what your husband at the end of the day thinks of you, how he sees you, and how he has no respect. How men have no respect for women that just be chilling in their homes, according to what he described.
How do I, female 24, deal with being a housewife after my husband, male 31, called me dead weight?
Whew. Okay.
I've been married for almost a year. I am the housewife and I take care of the cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. I would say I'm a good one. I often go above and beyond and make my husband happy. He's from a different culture too, so I've learned how to cook his food and do many things his way. My husband works a tech job and goes into the office once a week. His job isn't very demanding, and most of the time he is at home and playing video games or watching YouTube or working on projects for his hobbies. We are very well off based on just his income. We made an agreement before getting married that this would be our dynamic, but that he would still help me. He reassured me he wouldn't be the tyrant kind of husband. He does help sometimes, which is nice, but I still ask for help here and there. A couple of months ago, we made an agreement that he would help me with cleaning up after I made food, as I really hate that part. Today, after I made lunch, I jokingly said, quote, "Good luck with cleanup," because there was a lot of pots. However, he started getting upset and told me that this is my job and not his. He said he worked so hard his whole life, which is why he has the job that he currently has, and how it's not his fault that I have a job as a housewife. This was hurtful because he doesn't really respect women who work and doesn't take them seriously either. It's like no matter what I do, I can never earn his respect. I feel like a weird toxic boss/employee relationship. He told me it's up to him when he will help me. He will decide, not me. He told me to shut up and do my job. Our argument escalated and I tried to explain our initial agreement, but he started getting more disrespectful. I also got disrespectful too. He started saying how I have a pointless degree and I never finish anything in life, which is why I have the job of a housewife. I felt disrespected and underappreciated. The argument got really bad to the point where he called me a whore and that he could get any woman he wants.
What?
And that any woman would be extremely happy with being his housewife.
Luda!
He called me dead weight and useless.
Well, look at him go, Morgan.
Those words killed me. It really hurt, and I've been crying for hours now. I did call him an asshole and slammed the door a couple of times. I don't know how to survive in this dynamic. I tried my best to explain myself and our agreements, but he didn't want to listen and just wanted to fight. He also just said a lot of lies, like that he does everything in our home. I know how hard I work, though.
I've been what? I've been doing what for 10 years?
You've been writing on my income.
I've been writing on your income for 10 years. Being a stay-at-home mother, which you wanted me to.
I don't always agree with the legal system, but what I will say is they did get it right when they determined that after years of marriage, your wife is entitled to half. Even if the men kick and scream, even if the men are like, that's my house, that's my car, my job is the reason why you got... Even the legal system knows that that's not true. Because while you were able to be out and about and able to climb the corporate ladder, while you were able to go on the business trips and stay late and all that, somebody was at home making sure the house was running smoothly. Somebody was picking up little Johnny from school. Somebody was making sure the kids were well fed, that their homework was done, that they were bathed. Somebody was making sure that all of the home duties were taken care of over the 10, 15, 20 years, however the duration of the marriage. Somebody was getting it done. He was able to climb that corporate ladder due to someone else's effort. And even the legal system is wise enough to realize that that woman is entitled to half, because even if she wasn't with him shooting in the gym, so to speak, she was with him and making sure that he was able to be the kind of man he was at work because of what she was doing at home. Sometimes the life of a stay-at-home mom is a miserable one, a one where you have to almost ask permission like a child to spend any little money, that you are guilt-tripped and manipulated and meant to feel like you are wasteful when you try to do any little thing for yourself. Like you can't even buy a Starbucks drink without him saying, I mean, come on. Some men, they encourage you to be a stay-at-home mom because they feel like it puts them in a position of power. They want to rule you with the finances. They want to be able to have you come to them like a child and ask for things. It's not as glamorous as sometimes it seems. I know the idea of working a 40-hour work week doesn't always appeal to some women, and I get it. But the life of a work or stay-at-home mom is 24/7, no vacations, no time off, no none of that. Like, you need to figure out what's best for you and make sure that you find a partner that appreciates your role, whether that role makes income or not.
I've had men that come in for a divorce that tell me all the time that their stay-at-home wives have no value and that they haven't contributed anything towards their marriage, so why should they get anything out of it? And I have to tell them, look at what your spouse has done over this period of time. If you look at how much a stay-at-home mom is worth, let's talk about what they do every day. They're a private chef for not only your children, but for you. They're house cleaners. They're housekeepers. They're people that do your laundry. They're chauffeurs. chauffeurs. They are childcare providers. If you look at all of these things combined, if you added their salary up, you're looking upwards of somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 a year just for all of those services that a stay-at-home mom provides. That's why the law protects them. Because if you had to pay all of those things, you wouldn't have been able to afford her.
You remember growing up how boys would always tell girls, get back in the kitchen or make me a sandwich as an insult? It was like a quick degrading thing that guys would say to you. Like you'd be in a disagreement with them and they would just tell you to get back in the kitchen. And that is the thing, is like men think that traditionally feminine roles are degrading. They think it's degrading that you would be in the kitchen making them a sandwich, which is why they hurl it at you as an insult. And I'm just thinking about it because right now there's this big right-wing push to get women back into the home, and conservative men are constantly telling us like, you shouldn't have a job, you should actually be a wife and a mother, and you should give birth, and you should get back into the kitchen, and you should make me a sandwich. And the messaging is like, well, the home is where you would be the most happy, and the home is where you would be the most valued. And I feel like I'm being gaslit because I'm like, wait, you don't value women who work in the home. You told me it was degrading and that I should be like embarrassed to make you a sandwich. You telling me that women are the most valued in the home is the exact opposite message that I've been getting directly from men for my entire life. And I think what's happening is that men who used to tell us make me a sandwich as an insult never really thought that women would have the option to do anything but that. So now that a lot of women are like opting out of marriage and opting out of children, we're choosing careers and we're starting to make more money, now there's this kind of panic like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? The women don't want to make us sandwiches anymore. But it's not because men like really value the domestic contributions of women. It's just because they miss the free labor. They still think it's degrading. They still think it's beneath them to like make a sandwich and clean the kitchen, but they definitely still want you to do it. It is very obviously useful for men to have a live-in maid and chef and like humping post at home, but that doesn't mean he values you for it. I see conservative men do this pandering shit like a woman shouldn't have to sit in an office for 8 hours. She should be at home baking cookies. But the truth is that he does want you to work. He just wants you to work for him for free. But I don't really think women are falling for it. I think you're going to have a hard time convincing women that cooking and cleaning is our highest calling, because we remember when you told us to get back in the kitchen as an insult. If you wanted more women to be wives and mothers, then you probably should have treated wives and mothers a little better. I don't know.
If you are a trad wife or a stay-at-home mom, I need you to know that most men find you to be completely inefficient. Okay. We have a gentleman here spelling it out for you. Let's see what he's got to say. He hired it out. So he's divorced and he pays someone to take care of all of his shit. My house is spotless. You stay-at-home moms are horribly inefficient. I doubt she, his ex-wife, is happier now with much less money and a full-time job. She realized she had it easy and the rest of it, and she fumbled it. Oh, my divorced gals, chime in here. How many of you had a husband who talked just like this, and how many of you would rather scrub toilets 14 hours a day and live on a mattress on the floor than deal with a husband like this, and surely have to put out for a husband like this? You know, unfortunately, there's a lot of men who think this way and talk this way, and they see absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, this is word for word things that my ex-husband said. And yeah, I live a much smaller lifestyle now than I did with him, and I have peace. I had absolutely no peace. I was absolutely miserable with him.
And have you all noticed that when men try to degrade women, there are two types of insults they often throw at women? It's either they call you a prostitute, or they shame you for not being married, you're not under a man. We obviously know why they say the first one. But to me, the second one, we all know where that comes from. The average man sees a woman taking up chores in a man's house, in a household, as degrading. And that's why they would often insult women that are free, that are single, that are not under a man, serving and, taking up all the labor and all of it. To them, that's their way of humbling women and putting women in their place. Most of these misogynistic men, they think a woman's place is underneath a man, serving, being instructed on what to do, being busy serving a man and not having autonomy. So yeah, that is just common sense. They see these roles as degrading. That's why they often try to shame women, into doing those roles. And here's the thing, a lot of women fall for this. So why do we, the why is very concerning. I don't know why a lot of us have not taken the time out to think about why we fall for this, because let's look at it this way. I mean, a man is trying to insult you. He calls you a sex worker. That's the first insult. And then the second line of insults is you're single. You're unmarried. Go and get married. You need to be under a man. And then, so isn't it obvious that he wants you, he's saying that because he knows that, you're going to be suffering. Like there's a chance that you're going to be suffering, when you get into that. Like he knows that you're single and you're happy. He means that as an insult, because in their minds, that's an insult. Because they don't want something that is good for you. They don't want you happy. They don't want you single. They know that being single makes women happy. So that's why they would often shame a woman into getting married, into finding pride in these so-called degrading roles. So yeah, and a lot of women fall for this. And yeah, we don't take time to critically think about these things. Like, why would a man that does not like me be suggesting something that is good for me? Obviously, he's not going to do that. Definitely going to find something. He's going to be suggesting what he knows is going to cause you pain. So yeah, like most of them see these roles as degrading, humbling for women. They love it when you're sad, when you have a shitload of work doing, when you have nothing to fall back on, when you're being instructed on what to do, when you're miserable, when you're getting fat, when you have a lot of kids, and when you have a man treating you bad. So the earlier we begin to be conscious of the games that most of these men play, the better for us. Most men are misogynistic. Most men are patriarchal. Most men believe in traditional roles. Most men do not rate women. Most men are male-centered. Most men value men more than they value women. And it's this way because from a young age, they've been taught to think this way. So it's nothing about you. It's just how their brains have been wired over time. So this trad wife lifestyle, it has never been about giving women a good life, taking away the intense workload from a woman's neck, not letting her go through the hassle of getting a job, working 24/7, or let her just come into my house and I take care of her, I spoil her, I give her everything she wants, she just has to be my wife, I love her, that's why I don't want her to work, she just needs to be cooking in my house. Now, it has never been for the benefit of the woman. It has always, in their eyes, it's always been about degrading women, putting women in their place, telling women that men are above us. And here's the thing, if we look at it logically, aside from your child, if a person is totally dependent on you, you know that without you, this person cannot breathe, this person cannot live, this person cannot function. But the nature of humans is to take advantage of that person. Yeah. The average person would take advantage of a person that is totally dependent on them. If you think I'm wrong, if you think what I'm saying is not true, feel free to counter it down below in the comment section. The average employer would want to take advantage of their staff. It's the law that restricts and restrains them. But if there were no laws, the average employer would like to take and extract free labor as much as they can from their staff. It's just human nature. It's just how the system of the world works. Like if a person is, if you know that a person has nowhere else to go, you are the only option the person has, they have no option. Most humans would take advantage of such a person. That's the simple truth. And this is exactly what the trad wife setting is. You're setting up yourself to be totally dependent on a person. You're literally placing your life in the hands of another person, telling them that without them you cannot function, telling them without them you cannot live, you cannot survive. What do you expect from that kind of person? 90%, if not 99% of people would take advantage of you. And we know most men are not good people. Most men are very selfish. They are not good persons. They are not good people. So obviously they will take advantage of that. Oh yeah, like the third wife thing is not nice. Like these men do not rate you. This at the end of the day, they do not rate you. They don't value you. So at the end of the day, when a person knows that your survival is dependent on them, you lose value in their eyes. You lose your humanity. So there's no escaping. There's no escaping. Like I said in my previous video, there is no escaping life. At some point, you have to snap out of whatever childish mentality that you've carried into adulthood. They've brainwashed you into thinking you were made from the ribs of a man. That's from Christianity anyway. That your husband is your all in all. You're supposed to be dependent on him. He's supposed to take care of you. You can totally depend on them. Well, from evidence, it's obviously not true. Because so many women have gone through hell because they practice this.
27 grad wife here. My husband told me it's, quote, cheaper to keep her. So romantic. I'm just here keeping an eye on my investments. Super romantic. 2 years ago, my husband threatened to leave me penniless 2 months into being a stay-at-home mom. I started working and saving since. I'm sorry. I learned this too. I was the one saying he would never, but he did. I had my kids and nothing else, but I did it and so will you. Always have your own income. Always. Same, but 2 babies. I should have listened when people told me that you should never truly rely on your partner financially 100%, no matter how much trust. I watched this play out with a former friend. 47, 3 kids, no job, hasn't worked in 17 years in a rental. He bought a new house, has a new girlfriend, moved on. This was me. 4 kids, no education, no career. We were married for 17 years. After 10 years, I'm finally on my feet and comfortable. Ladies, I want you to understand why men want to be providers. It's not some altruistic impulse that they have to want to take care of the lesser sex. No, they want control. And that's the thing.
Absolutely. It's about control. It's about cheap labor. It's about being able to brag that he bagged a baddie and look what I turned her into. It's about the conquest and, so many of them bet with their friends. It's about the satisfaction that having you under their control gives them. The accolades they receive from their friends for bagging such a baddie and turning her into a full housewife that is totally dependent on him, that he controls. It's all about the control, so it's not about love. At the end of the day, it's not about love. Come on, do we know how easy it is to fall out of love? In quotes, the romance. You cannot bank on just romance. You can't risk your survival on just romance. On a person, on feelings, on what you're feeling at a particular time, at love. He told you he loves you, so yeah, you're going with him. And you believe that he loves you, he's not going to hurt you, he's going to take care of you, he's going to spend all his money on you, his money is your own money, you're going to live a luxurious life with no price at the end of the day. Nah, life does not work that way. There's always a price to pay, and the price is usually heavy. On this channel, I remember a video I did about our grandmothers and what they had to live through. Those women, they had no choice. That was why they went through what they went through in the hands of their husbands. But it's different in this generation. We have options. We have you as a woman, you're free. There's freedom to live. There's freedom to work. There's freedom to go out there and face life and get the bag for yourself. But a lot of women would rather choose the easy way, which is actually not easy at the end of the day. So ladies, let's be wise out there. Let us know our worth. A woman that knows her worth would go out there and make the bag for herself, will not be totally dependent on a man for her survival. You have to love yourself. You have to know that you're a complete human being that deserves all the good things of life. You don't deserve to be treated like trash, like you don't matter. You don't deserve to be offering free labor to a man, all in the umbrella of marriage, all because you want to be a wife. No, it's not worth it. Anyways, we've come to the end of this video. I would love to hear your thoughts and what y'all think down below in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video if you found it educating or entertaining or insightful. I remain your girl Joy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a blessed day. Bye.